Hello, hello, and welcome, everyone. I am your host and one of the producers of the LizyT show. How are you doing this wonderful Wednesday midweek already? And we're here with another incredible guest, another incredible author, coach, and the list goes on. He is a plethora of information, a plethora of jobs and businesses. And my goodness, I'm so excited to be able to talk to Doctor today. So, um, for you that are on other parts of the world, you probably are enjoying an incredible weather. Weather is so volatile and so non-predictable. So we're here in Canada and huge snowstorms since yesterday. So we're supposed to be in the spring, but it's not happening. So I'm hoping that by next week the spring does come and we can get a little bit of sunrise and sunsets and beautiful sunny days and springs and flowers. My favorite time of year, that and autumn, believe it or not. I'm not too crazy. I don't care very much about summer, and definitely not too fond of the winters here. But hopefully, wherever you are in the world, you are able to enjoy and participate with us. We are, as you can see here on the poster, all over social media, broadcasting live. Obviously, my YouTube channel, but we have Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, and the list goes on. So if you have a comment, if you would like to interact with us, please do so. We don't bite. It is definitely welcoming for you to have say hello and for you to just be with us, and we love that. So I will read a little bit of his bio for you to have an idea who is this special person today. So I'm very excited to show with you Dr. Mario D. Wallace. He's the founder of All Things Strategy, has more than 20 years of a small business consultant experience and 11 years of healthcare consulting experience. His expertise spans process improvement, change management, leadership development, medical education program development, and strategy management. Dr. Wallace earned his bachelor degree in international language and rhetoric and writing and management degree education from the University of Arkansas at Little Rock. Later, he earned the doctoral degree from Walden University in business administration leadership. And Dr. Walla is a published author with his work including strategy and is spelled ADEM, unstoppable leader, strategy management, DIVOC. We'll be asking all of those questions, and executive performer Jomas. His certification and balance score from the Palladium Group Lean Six Digma Black Belt from Villanova University, Change Management from PROSCI, Emotionally Intelligent from the Hay Group, and Communication from Wiley Everything DiSC Workplace, and Facilitation Development of Dimension International, DDI. Dr. Wallace earned also his COVID-19 contract tracing certificate from Johns Hopkins University. Wow. As I mentioned, it is definitely a broad, incredible resume that I am very humble and very happy to be able to have him with us to talk all about his brand new coaching program that he's launching. And I'm so honored that he's here with us today. So let's welcome him. Good afternoon and welcome virtually to Canada. Uh, Welcome to the LizyT show. How are you doing this afternoon? What is the weather like where you are?
It's about 75 degrees here. So
Nice.
great weather. It's a change from where I came from 3 months ago. I was in Columbus, Ohio, and it's always cold there. So I was closer to Canada in Columbus, Ohio than I am in Arkansas.
And I assume that you're not too fond of the colder weather like many of us aren't.
No, I'm not too fond of it, but it has its place. And when I was in Columbus, I learned to get along with the cold weather. So I was active in Columbus in the community, somewhat in the community. So, uh, but just in the cold parts of the United States, there's a lot of history. So I really enjoyed Columbus, Ohio.
Nice, nice. I haven't had the opportunity to visit those places. We as Canadian, we go straight to Florida and New York sometimes. I have been to Chicago a couple of times, but that's pretty much it. Florida is the place to go to, is our backyard. So, especially at this time of year when the weather doesn't want could operate with what we're supposed to get. Like I said earlier, spring's supposed to be here, but we're having snowstorms. So one of the things that by reading your resume, and congratulations, I mean, you've done so many things, you worked so hard, you have an incredible business. One of the questions that I love to ask, and unfortunately, you are not going to be the exception, life for you as a project manager, as a business owner, as a strategist, as a author, was it always like this? This is like what you thought out to do in your life from the get-go. Let's say since you left high school, or it took a change and you decided this is not what I want to do in my life. I need to change, and here you are doing what obviously you love to do.
Good question. Good question. So, when I graduated high school, I did start as an entrepreneur. So I started in hair care, meaning I have family members, uncles and aunties who were uh, cosmetologists and barbers. So I started in hair care, and I eventually moved into or invested into more freight brokering as having a trucking company. But after all of that, I did pivot. I went from being an entrepreneur to actually working in corporate America. So after maybe 6 or 7 years of being an entrepreneur, I decided to go to college. And from that point on, I stayed in college until I got my doctorate degree. And I ventured into corporate America, as well as managing my business part time, which went from just investing in the trucking industry as well as hair care to going more into consulting and working with leaders in manufacturing, higher education, and academic medicine.
Wow. Never thought that you would be as answering hair care. That is a completely different life from that's a huge pivot from hair care to trucking to work back to the work the corporate world.
Mhm.
Hair care is, I guess, it's influence from family members, from people that work in the industry, and you thought it could be for me, but you in short period of time you realize that this is not you. However, by coaching, I can see the relationship that you have with your clients, the connection, able to talk with people. Is that something that you brought in? And that's really my question. What did you bring in from the trades, from the opportunity, from the work that you used to do to what you do now?
So as an entrepreneur, we have to learn how to work with customers, right? So just building customer relationships allowed me to begin to develop how to communicate effectively to people. And that translated into corporate America because as a consultant and as a coach, it's about relationship building. How do you build trust in your client so they can trust you in order to help advance and grow and develop their skills to be effective in corporate America, and that's within any area. That's healthcare, higher education, manufacturing, whichever um, area of business. Um, Being able to get people to trust you has to translate well in order to help to ensure that people can grow and develop in their roles.
And obviously this is what who you are right now. Uh you brought with you the communication with people. You brought with you the being able to sell yourself. We sell ourselves all the time. Being able to understand, to connect, the connection with the client, the trust. That is very, very important. And you've learned that obviously very, very well. So, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
You have a brand new program that I'm so honored that you're launching with us today. Talk about that, and obviously people that are watching through all social media, and I'm so happy that we're able to connect all at once with so many networks and so many platforms. Tell us what is in it for them, because everybody's asking, I hire a coach, I've hired a consultant, I've hired somebody who can help me to go to the next level. What is different with Dr. Mario Wallace? And then it could really, really change my business, change my career, change my life.
So today we have to look at the political landscape of today when we see things like the erosion of diversity, equity, inclusion in the workforce, and the dismantlement of affirmative action. Those particular programs and policies directly support minority emerging leaders. And with that particular gap, and with those programs and policies not in existence anymore, we still need to find a way to be resilient as minority American leaders in the workforce. And my program, which is part of the ATS Academy, which stands for All Things Strategic Academy, is designed to empower minority emerging leaders to provide them with the comprehensive skills and performance enhancement to be effective in the workforce, to refine their skills and to close those performance gaps so they can be those new executive leaders or C-suite leaders in their organizations.
One of the things that you mentioned is there are a variety, and we all get that. But there's a key word that you mentioned, and just to refresh, there is elements that not every coach and not every program can help us, which is one thing. And I want you to reiterate that, because this is very important.
And which part is that?
You're saying that what people are going to get from this new program, it is something very different, very unique, which is the connection. What kind of connection are you referring to?
So we do know. So here's the thing: statistically, minorities, emerging leaders are the least to be developed in the workforce in corporate America, and that's across higher ed and academic medicine to healthcare. What I bring is to help target minority emerging leaders. Right. This is an area that no program particularly targets. Is the minority emerging leader. Most people work with more executive C-suite leaders and executive, the CEO, the CFOs, the chief financial officers, the CIO, chief information officer. I am directly working with and targeting the director level leaders to help refine their skills so they can become resilient executive leaders in their organizations. So it's helping to close that performance gap, to create that sense of understanding and wherewithal so they can push and become those new leaders that we see on national TV.
Beautiful, beautiful. For you that are watching right now, again, if you would like to comment, if you would like to connect with us, perhaps you have questions, we will be displaying his website and connection information. And so I don't want to forget, Dr. Wallace, where can people reach you?
You can reach me at allthingsstrategic.org, O-R-G, and info@allthingsstrategic.org. When I say things, it's all things with an S and strategic.org. So there's basically two S's connecting together.
Okay. And there's also a website underneath here. Is that one of your websites that people can use as well?
So that's the actual link that points toward the All Things Strategic website.
Beautiful. Beautiful. One of the things that I wanted to ask too is, there's a lot of people that are stuck, or the a lot of companies that have reached small business, or even in big business, they have reached to their potential. What would you say is one of the reasons that people are not, or organizations are not going to the next level?
So today we live in a hyper competitive environment where innovation is all over the place. So technology drives the market. Technology, uh, new technology, uh, creates a sense of disruption in the market. And what happens is most leaders are working in the business, not on the business. And what I mean by that is that they are in the organization trying to achieve those metrics that needs to be achieved by the board of trustees and whoever they're reporting to. Uh, but at the same time, the market is being disrupted. Leaders are not keeping an eye on what's happening in the market, right? You have the Elon Musk, you have the Jeff Bezos, you have those people that's consistently innovating the market and bringing out new products. Apple, Google with Chat GPT and Bard. So when those things happen, they tend to disrupt the market and send the market in a different direction. And when it happens, whatever strategy you're working on, you have to pivot that strategy in order to align and stay abreast of the market. And what you're doing when you're constantly pivoting according to how the market keeps shifting, you're starting over. And what leaders have to learn how to do is to keep an eye on the market, right? Keep an eye on the fringes of society, to continue to watch what's happening, watch the innovations, but not only watch the innovations, learn how to foster a culture of innovation within their own organizations. Most organizations are industrial driven organizations with industrial ideas. We live in the information age. And with living in the information age, we have to align to the information age.
One of the big example, and the only reason that I'm going to mention this company is because uh, my husband, being a photographer, and he's basically the brains of the studio here. Way back, and then you probably remember Dr. Wallace is the famous Kodak,
Yes.
and how nowadays it doesn't even exist because, again, the they moved quickly and they were not able to keep up. And film was everything back then. Uh, whoever whoever took over, whoever was in charge of trying to make sure that they keep up with technology, they had the hands-on, they just fell through the crack, and now we don't hear. And obviously there's many other examples. So that's a perfect example of not trying to keep up. Information highway right now is so fast that I don't know if a person like myself with a small business is able to find out what's going to happen next month, because it's so rapidly. You corporations, they have to have um, people looking of those things constantly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So innovation is all over the place. And um, the problem is again, we don't we're in a quagmire, meaning that we are in the information age, but we still have leaders who still adhere to the principles of the industrial age. And there's nothing wrong with that. You still have theories that associate with the industrial age, right? Carter's theory of change, uh, uh, Porter's theory of Porter's theory of the forces within the market. But today we have the Ubers, right?
Hmm.
We have Facebook, we have YouTube, we have podcasts, we have all these different things that exist today that we need to align to. And if we're trying to understand how the market moves and the dynamics of the market through using old out of theories that doesn't align with today's market, we're never going to be competitive. We can only be competitive if we continue to research, we continue to identify new innovative solutions, and we continue to push the market forward. We can't go backwards and push the market forward. We have to remain in the presence and look for innovative solutions and ideas to advance companies
Hmm.
and corporations across America and across the globe.
And obviously, with your vast amount of experience, research, this is what you would help clients and companies and small business entrepreneurs with the right solution. Here in Canada, I'm not sure if you've heard it in the States, but a lot of television programs, even newscasts, have been canceled because people like myself and many others around the world have come up with programs, podcasts that is
Yeah.
able to substitute that information, and we get we're able to talk about with very up level people and the day to day, like many others, and singers and musicians and all sorts of walks of life. So I can see that technology, it is moving so rapidly that even your main media is not able to keep up, and they have to, in order to cut costs, in order to stay afloat, cut programs, lay off people. And it's been a really really sad times for people that we've watched on television, for example, programs for 10, 20 years, and now they have been closed. So that is another downside of technology, if the people hasn't done enough research to be able to keep afloat. And this is what we as business owners needs to avoid: how to keep up, how to progress, how to stay on top, hire people like yourself to be able to help us with the technology and with the changes and with the advances. I'm sharing right now here the website for you to be able to talk about this. There's a lot of program, but one of them that I'm looking at is the Strategy Management Bootcamp. I assume this is a weekend or a week long. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so the Strategy Management Bootcamp is a week-long program in which I work with individual organizations to set up this program at their organization. So it's not a standalone where people from different organizations actually come to. It's actually tailored for an organization. It helps leaders to understand how to analyze the market, how to develop strategy, how to infuse change theory into strategy to ensure as they roll out strategy, they can mitigate the resistance, how to look for risk within the strategic plan to prevent risk from disrupting the strategy, and how to align the strategic plan across the entire organization. And that means an organization of 10,000, 15,000, 20 or 30,000, even 70,000. How do you align strategy across the organization where every employee in the organization is directly aligned and connected with the strategic plan in order to help mobilize the strategy?
I've noticed that you've worked with very, very reputable companies and companies from all over North America, and I'm pretty sure that you even crossed borders because of the internet, able to
Yeah.
broadcast your services and your projects and all over the world. Can you name a couple of them and tell us your experience with them?
So the last organization was the Ohio State University, and that's why I was in Columbus, Ohio. There, I was tasked to create a strategy for over 70,000 employees. That means 30,000 employees within the higher ed institution, and for the Western Medical Center, that's over 35,000. So we had to advance education and healthcare across over 30 different counties across Columbus, and with advancing them to align all the resources, the financial resources, the people, as well as the culture to the strategy. So that was a unique experience. But in the process of developing it, the actual president resigned, so I had to manage the strategy without her presence for a period of time. I've also worked with ADEM, which is a small healthcare consulting firm. It's a small niche organization, but it covers across geographically across maybe 20 or 30 states. And then the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences, that's from a healthcare lens, that's looking at health indices and social determinants of health across Arkansas to ensure that Arkansas can go from 49th to 25th in health indices to be a more healthy state, as well as community health centers, over 25 community health centers in Mississippi, 20 community health centers in Arkansas. So yeah, have a lot of experience with advancing strategy. And here's the thing about strategy is this: most leaders are great at analyzing the market, developing strategy, but they're not as good as in executing strategy and managing strategies. On average, 80% of strategic plans are placed back on the shelf and never fully executed within the period in time in which they should be executed. So basically, less than 20% of a strategic plan is executed on average within organizations.
And this is when you come in, when you're able to shine the light, see what the company is capable, and obviously the result is in the pudding. Most of them invite you back. Some of them uh, need you to be back for a second session, and here you are with a brand new program, a brand new. For people that are watching right now and thinking, this is something that I want to be able to work on myself. Do you target mostly just big corporation, medium-sized corporation? Are you able also to coach and to help individuals?
So I did target corporations, but my new program is to target individuals, is to target those minority emergent leaders within
Right.
corporations or small businesses. That's the thing, because they're the ones that's where the rubber meets the road. They are the movers and shakers in these organizations, and I'm trying to connect directly with them through my new coaching, my online self-paced program, and my distant learning programs. That's how I'm trying to capture them. And here's the thing: the cost of my services is meeting the price point of minorities in the market. So it's not that extreme expensive programs. These programs can, I designed them and design the price point so minorities can afford those programs.
That was my segue to my next question. Because you have such a big repertoire and working with prestige corporation, most people are going to say, well, I'm starting, or I'm in the middle, or my career is looking into get into the VP part of the corporation, or my business is reaching the a level that I want to be, but I'm not sure if I can afford it. So I'm glad that you mentioned that it is very affordable, and I'm glad that you want to be able to target those minorities. Those are the people that, like you said, the movers and shakers of a corporation or even a business. Um, what would you say is your perfect target market? You mentioned a variety, minority, movers and shaker, but what would you say is your perfect target market?
So it's again, it's the minority leader, right? African Americans, Asian American, Hispanic Americans, Hispanics across the globe, Africans, even people in the LGBTQ community. It's all about the minority. It's about the ones who receive the least development in the workforce, right? All the experience that I've had, all the education I've been afforded, I feel I just want to give that back to the minority leaders within organizations, so they can have access to some of the higher paying positions and do great things in their careers.
And that's what everybody wants to do. I mean, everybody who has a goal in their life, everybody who's looking of achieving something special. I think that this is for you. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to connect with him. This is incredible. We will be back next week because there's a part two on this interview. There's a lot more to to Dr. Wallace right now. Just wanted to be able to share with you the website. What are we looking at here? We're looking at a world map.
So yeah, this is allthingsstrategic.org website, which is on Kajabi. And the reason why it's on Kajabi because there is a part where I have online self-paced educational courses that you can access and complete those courses at your own pace.
This is what a lot of us have issues with is time. And I'm glad that you mentioned that this is going to be done on your own pace. You're able to reach, people are able to reach out when they have questions, I assume. You will be able to get together with the person that has most difficulty in once a week. How do the programs going to work?
So the self-paced online programs, you just sign up for those programs. There's a cost associated with them. Again, it's affordable. You sign up for those programs. There's mastering strategy management, mastering change management, mastering agile science, mastering human capital readiness and strategy maps. You can sign up for either one of those programs. It's a self-paced program. There are pre-recorded videos and lectures of me talking about different concepts practical concept that you can apply immediately while you're going through the actual trainings. You can choose either one of the programs, but then also there's a coaching element where I coach you directly, and I use different technologies like Zoom and Team to coach you directly, and that coaching happens every week, at least 2 sessions a week over a 3 to 4 month period. And the coaching entails understanding your career path. What is your career path? What is your career trajectory? What is your confidence level in your career? As well as understanding how to roll your sleeves up and start to think like a strategic leader in your organization, from understanding how to execute corporate strategy, how to quantify how the resistance in your organization and how to mitigate resistance and so forth.
I like that you answer one of my questions right now, that the course is going to be touching career path, and a lot of the people that I know, especially corporate, they have no idea. They've been in the company for 5 years or 3 years, and they're doing very well, and they know that they have more capability or more in them to do something else or something bigger, and they don't know. This is where you come in, where you could give them that guidance to have that career path. And I like that you also said that that's when you roll up your sleeve. We all need coaching. We all need someone who could just kick us behind and tell us, this is what you need to be doing next. This is how I see you doing this, because we are the worst critic. We always sabotage ourselves. We always think that this is not what I should be doing. It's going to be too hard. I'm going to have take some courses, perhaps be more assertive. And we have those sometimes, not just the people around us, but even us. We're all our own enemies and naysayers. It's going to be hard. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Yes, it's going to be hard. It's going to take some work, but there's people like Dr. Wallace here that can help you out. So for people that are on the fence right now and thinking, I'm not sure, what can you say to them?
So let me ask. Here's the secret sauce. The secret sauce is, even when you're working on a project, we're willing to help you understand the project that you're assigned in the workforce, and we're willing to help you learn through the project. So we are assisting you as you try to work through any major assignments in your at your job, to help you learn through that actual assignment. And that's the thing that's different. That's the secret sauce that other companies and consultings are not doing. working directly with a minority emerging leader on workplace projects to help them not only effectively um, find solutions and solve the problems, but to learn through the process. We believe in what we call iterative learning, rapid cycle iteration, learning as you do things.
Well, there you have it. That is the secret sauce. If you are on the fence, if you're thinking that this is something that you would consider, please do hesitate. Don't hesitate. Connect with Dr. Wallace, and he will perhaps have a one-on-one meeting. Is this is something that you do as well? People can book a question and answer with you and see if it's the right fit.
Yes, at info at allthingsstrategic.org. You connect with me there, or you can connect with me on any of the social media platforms. Just send me a message. I will schedule a initial consultation. We will talk through what your challenges are and what the expectations are, and then I will work with you to develop the right program. Or if it's a project, a workplace project that you're currently working on, we will just get right into the mud and start working on that project with you. So just the initial consultation, we'll talk through what the expectations are, what you're dealing with, what the challenges are, and we'll map out a plan of action where we will work directly with you to help you to grow. It's all about learning through the process more so than implementing the concepts, implementing the projects that you may be assigned. It's about how do we learn while we're implementing those things, because the goal is for you to increase in knowledge and application so that you can have that upward mobility in your organization and be the next leaders of your companies.
And that's one of the things that I've never heard actually said it that well, because a lot of people have something that are struggling right now, and they probably have a deadline, something that it has to be due within the next 3 days. So for you to be able to have somebody who is holding your hand and working that project with you, I think it's going to be a lot easier. It's going to make you look incredibly smart
Yeah,
and exactly. Your boss is going to say, "How did you do this?" Well, he has a secret sauce, a
that's
special
right.
coach
That's right.
that
That's right.
is able to help. So if you are struggling with a project or even on your own business or something that you don't see the that's the thing. Sometimes we need a third person, a third eye. I'm the first one to say, I'm not seeing the answer. Maybe somebody else can take a look at it for me. And sure enough, it's just because you're so involved, you're so in it. There's sometimes you don't want to take a break because you don't want to forget what you're doing, but sometimes it is important to walk away and have that third person look at it and say, well, you were right in the right path. You are so involved, you're so in it that you're not seeing it. And that's where you come from.
That's right. And the thing about it is that we are skilled. We are Lean Six Sigma Black Belt practitioners. We are certified strategy management practitioners. We are certified change management practitioners. Agile science, which is the new rapid cycle, iterative, innovative solution concept. We're practitioners in that as well as communication coaches. So, regardless of whatever projects and whatever you're facing in your organization, we can definitely assist and help you. The thing about it is, as you said, we need that third party. We need that third wheel to assist, right? Sometimes we're so caught up in these major projects and we may not necessarily have all the necessary skills to actually fulfill those projects. Well, this is where we come in, that secret sauce. We will work with you step by step of the way. We will look at your concepts and documents that you're trying to build, concepts you're trying to build out for the organization. And we will help you through decision making on how to get to the end goal. We will be there holding your hand all the way through from beginning to end. and we will help to accelerate the completion of that project.
Now, a lot of people are wondering, is it going to be you personally, or do you have a team and you will pass on to a team member? How does it work?
So I have a team, but for the most part, I am a part of everything that comes through the queue, right? So I see and I'm there. So you will see my face. I will definitely talk to you. And I will give you the initial consultation, and we would work out a strategy together. A lot of things as we work out these strategies, I will point you towards some of my online self-paced education.
Okay.
Because I will tell you certain things to go and complete, so that when we have those conversations, both of us can be prepared for certain concepts that you may not be, or the person, the end user, may not be familiar with. We can actually talk through those concepts when we have our conversation.
Okay, so rest in peace. Feel comfortable. Do not worry that Dr. Wallace is going to pass you on to somebody else. He will have the initial connection with you, and obviously the weekly calls and things like that. But you will be working directly with him, and anything else it's a team effort as well, which I'm glad that you have that to leave people that at a peace that this is not something that you will be forgetting them.
No. My team, and I only have a handful of people that work for me, but all of them have gone through extensive training on my theoretical concepts, like the ADEM model, the Balanced Scorecard, Lean Six Sigma. So whoever I work with, I give them a deep understanding, conceptualization of how to. But when it comes to all of my online programs, those videos, those lectures that you will see me on those lectures, I'm talking you through concepts. And when we get to where the rubber meets the road, where you're working on a project, you will definitely see me. I will be there holding your hand throughout the journey.
One of the things that I'm really curious about on your bio, I was reading about your new Neuro Fit. What is that?
So Neuro is dealing with the actual brain, right? So a lot of leaders have stress. A lot of the workplace today, based on COVID, based on the shift that happened, based on the erosion of diversity and all these different policies, there's a lot of stress and anxiety in the workplace. So Dr. Alvin Kahn and others of Neuro, a company called Neuro, I work directly with them to get this new, what we call the sense band technology. It's a technology that records the brain frequencies, and we use those, and we connect those with interventions such as different applications where we can actually help to mitigate those anxieties that people experience and stress. We increase the concept of mindfulness, extreme attention. We can increase flow, where time dissipate, where leaders work on projects and time totally dissipates through utilizing technology. Now, neurotechnology is gamified, meaning we develop and strengthen brain frequencies in neural pathways in the brain through video games. And all the video games, and through the strengthening process, what I call brain fitness, you play the video games with your brain waves, not your hands, not using a joystick. And through these applications associated with what we call sense band technology, or if we think of from a healthcare perspective, electroencephalogram or EEG. After each video game, there is a game score, a behavior score, as well as a brain score. And where I coach emergent leaders is, once I look at their brain score to see the type of effort they're putting into certain games that increases their working memory, short-term, long-term memory, I tend to focus in those areas. I show them where the deltas are based on the pre-assessment and based on them playing a game. and I help them to close that performance gap to be more effective in the workplace.
Wow, this is incredible, very innovative, absolutely mind blowing, and this is also something that you will be. It will be part of the coaching, or this is something that you do separately.
No, it's a part of the coaching. So I don't know if you can see this. This is the SenseBand technology. Basically, you put it
Yes, I
on
can see it.
here, right? Let me show you how it works. You put it on here. I can put it on correctly. And then you access an application. You open the app on your phone or on your tablet. It's this technology syncs to that. It records the brain frequencies. And you play the video games with the brain, your actual brain waves, not a joystick. This is a part of the coaching in itself. Once we, in the initial discussion, the initial intake, we actually try to get a pulse of the anxiety and stress levels in areas of cognitive development that you want to achieve, whether that's the decision making, spatial ability, attention, cognitive flexibility. We would determine it based on a pre-assessment using the SenseBand in an application, and that is also included in the coaching opportunity. So this is a part of that secret sauce that we talked about earlier. This is an element of
Yes.
that secret sauce that other coaches do not have.
How long have you been doing the neurofit? And question number one, and have you noticed that since we've gone through what we have gone through for the last 2 3 years, then the results are much higher, meaning people are a lot more stressed, a lot more not able to focus, and distractions are a huge part of everything, especially a lot of people working from home. Although there's a studies, but I've heard that productivity is a lot higher at working from home than it is at the office.
Yeah. So I've been working with this for over 2 years now. I went headstrong into neuroscience to understand the concept of brain frequencies from from delta to theta to alpha to beta, just understanding what the brain frequencies are and how they actually work. Uh, then I actually, when I got certified in NeuroFit, to be able to utilize the technology to effectively um, enhance cognitive performance of minority emerging leaders. Um, but one reason why, I had to figure out some technology today to assist in the development of leaders is because of COVID, because of what happened during the pandemic, and because of the stress and the stressors and the anxiety that people are experiencing. Here's the thing: if a person is great at, so let's think about an Olympic archer who shoots a bow and arrow, who's great at shooting that arrow and hitting the dot. If a person has any levels of stress during the time, the anxiety, during the time they're about to focus and pull that cord to shoot the arrow, they will actually miss that arrow. The thing about it is we have to teach them through our SenseBand technology and understanding the how the mind works to show them how to self-regulate their brain during those stress times to remove the stress and mitigate the stress so they can really focus.
Focus.
So that's what it is. It's about helping them to focus even when they feel those anxieties
Hmm.
coming up on them. How do we mitigate those anxieties when we feel those when we feel them coming, and be more effective and deliver the goals that we set out to do?
This method, I don't know, has been. You said you've been utilizing it for over 2 years, but I don't know how long it's been in the market. It could be really used, well used. I think just coming to mind, knowing certain people with autistic children. that's one of the things, especially functionally autistic, they have difficulty of focusing. I don't know if it has been used that way, but I think it could be a great tool, knowing and being able to volunteer in places like that.
Yeah. So the research, the clinical trial research is based on cognitive decline of seniors, right? Mitigating, reducing cognitive decline and mitigating ADHD and ADD. We haven't
Mhm.
done a study on autistic children, autism, or anything at this point on people on the spectrum, but as it connects with ADHD or an ADD, yes,
That's
it
right.
can definitely support that, right? So there's multiple applications, right? We have an application called Kogo, which is is specialized for people with ADHD and ADD. We have an application called Memory that focuses on 5 cognitive areas for anybody who's trying to develop in 5 different areas, and that's attention, decision making, cognitive flexibility, spatial ability, and memory. And then we have something called Galini, which is for stress management,
Mhm.
mindfulness, and meditation. And then we have another app called Mind Viewer, which is when you want to look at your raw brainwave data, right? So that's for any clinics or any psychologists, or psychiatrists, or mental health specialists who want some technology to be able to look directly at their patient's brainwave data.
That is incredible. And this is something brand new for me that I've learned today, and hopefully you also have learned. You that are watching learn something. Wow, we can go on, but unfortunately, times is just going by fast. I
Yes.
can't believe it's been almost an hour, but it's been incredible. And don't worry, we will be back for you that are watching us right now. We do have a couple of people. We have people watching right now, so great. Thank you. Questions, you can always directly send it directly to me or to Dr. Wallace. And we'll be back here next week, everyone, with more of Dr. Wallace. This is incredible. I want to thank you so much again for the amount of knowledge, expertise, and sharing your coaching with us. I really, really appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, and thank you for having me. It's always a great pleasure to be on your platform, and can't wait to return.
Okay, we'll be back next week. And yes, a lot more guests coming through here at the LizyT show. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Wallace.
Thank
And
you.
we'll
Thank
see you
you.
soon. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye for now, everyone.